The companions of the Prophet ﷺ were sitting talking amongst themselves. When he came and he asked, "What are you talking about?" And they said, "We are talking about a'lamatus sa'ah, the signs of the last day." And then he said, and this hadith is in Sahih Bukhari, it is in Sahih Muslim, he said the last day would not come until, and he mentioned 10 signs. The 10 were not given in the order in which they will occur. We do not know that order. So we're giving you the 10 in a random way. Number 1, Dajjal. Number 2, Ya'juj and Ma'juj, or Gog and Magog. And this is the last book that I have written, an Islamic view of Gog and Magog in the modern world. Number 3, the return of the son of Mary, Nabi Isa alayhi salam. Number 4, Dukhan, smoke. It is my opinion, and you must never accept my opinion, never, until you are convinced that it is correct. It is my opinion that this Dukhan is probably about 20 or 25 years away from now. When the clash of Gog and Magog will take place, it will be nuclear war, with thousands of nuclear weapons being used. On the one side you'll have Russia and her allies, and on the other side you have America and her allies. The Gog and Magog clash will take place, with all these thousands of nuclear weapons being used. And it is, you know, a nuclear bomb produces a mushroom cloud. So can you imagine what's going to happen when thousands of nuclear weapons are used? There is a verse in the Quran which relates to this. In Surah Al-Isra, which is also known as Surah Bani Israel, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, listen to the verse, بَعْدَ أَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ الرَّجِيمِ وَإِن مِّن قَرْيَةٍ إِلَّا نَحْنُ مُهْلِكُوهَا قَبْلَ يَوْمِ الْقِيَامَةِ أَوْ مُعَذِّبُوهَا عَذَابًا شَدِيدًا كَانَ ذَلِكَ فِي الْكِتَابِ مَسْطُورًا. And not a single town or city will escape. Allah is going to destroy every town and every city. And those which escape destruction will be punished with terrible punishment. And my opinion is that you got about 20-25 years left. Of course, I can be wrong. Number 5, Dabbatul Ard, a beast or a creature of the Ard. Ard can mean earth, Ard can mean the material universe, Ard can mean land, Ard can mean territory. In the context in which this appears, my opinion is that it refers to Al-Ardul Muqaddasa, the Holy Land. That a beast will appear in the Holy Land. The Quran tells us about that beast. And you know, the punctuation in the Quran did not come from Allah. No. The Prophet ﷺ would recite the ayah, and the scribes would write it down. But when they wrote it down, they didn't put in punctuation. So this is one word which can have two possible meanings. That the beast would tukallimuhum, speak to them, or taklimuhum, wound them. My understanding is the second meaning is more appropriate. And so I have come to the conclusion that this state of Israel today is the beast of the earth. But Allah knows best. Number 6, that the sun would rise from the west. The Quran tells us that the sun rises from the east. I believe it does in KL, does it? From the east? Right, good. And the sun sets in the west. The Quran tells us that. And the Quran also tells us, La tabdila li khalqillah, that Allah's creation does not change. Therefore, I have come to the conclusion that the sun cannot physically rise from the west. No, because that would be in conflict with the Quran. But you would be surprised at the number of emails I'm getting from all over the world. Sheikh, there's something called reverse magnetic theory or something like that or the other. And the sun is actually going to rise from the west. Oh, they're not giving me any peace at all. Therefore, I have to understand the sun rising from the west to be something which is symbolic. There is going to be a false sunrise. That false sunrise will come from the west. It is not the true sunrise. This false sunrise wants to replace the true sunrise. And so I have perceived that false sunrise to be modern Western secular civilization. But this is my opinion. Do not accept my opinion unless you are convinced that it is correct. Number 7, 8, and 9. That there will be 3 khusuf, plural of khas. A khas is a movement of the earth, which is normally called an earthquake. But this movement of the earth would result in a sinking down of the earth. One would be in the east, the second would be in the west, and the third one in Arabia. And that third one in Arabia, that is the one which will confirm that this is Imam al-Mahdi. Not the eclipse of the sun and the moon, no. This is the one, the sinking down of the earth in Arabia. And number 10, that a fire will come out of Yemen. I don't understand this to be a literal fire. I understand this to be a revolutionary fire. The heart of Yemen despises the oppressor. And this is why the Prophet said, Allahumma barik lana fi shamina wa yamanina. O Allah, grant blessings for us in our Sham, Syria, and our Yemen. I wish he had included Indonesia as well. And so a fire will come out of Yemen and drive mankind to their place of assembly, which is Arafat. And so that spells goodbye to Saudi Arabia. These are the 10 major signs of the last day.